Hey, what's up guys? Video 6 of our training course, and now we will talk about training to failure. Should you go to failure on every set I gave you in your program? Training to failure means you do a set until you fail. The last repetition you failed and couldn't do it. As simple as that. Will it be ideal to give it your all every single set until you can't perform any other rep? Is it beneficial or counterproductive? And the answer is, it depends the exercise. In some exercises, it is very beneficial, and in others, very counterproductive and can overtax your central nervous system. What is the central nervous system? It consists of the brain and the spinal cord. It is the command center of the body, powering every single thing that we do, including awareness, movement, sensations, thoughts, speech, and memory. So you really don't want to overstress it, because if you do, it can have many negative impacts on recovery and growth. One of them is the increase of cortisol over time. Cortisol is the main stress hormone, and as you might know, it isn't our best friends when it comes to building muscles. It can slow it down and even lead to muscle loss. On compound movements, frequently training to failure can be very counterproductive because it can overstress the central nervous system. When using reps of around 15 or less per set, training to failure on a compound movement is as demanding as doing a 1 rep max for the nervous system. At that last rep you try and your muscle fibers are super fatigued. You are giving your maximum efforts and it's very draining neurologically, especially with compound movements where your body needs to fire more muscle fibers to execute that exercise. On compound movements, more motor neurons needs to be activated than on isolation exercises because your whole body is mobilized. If you squat with a fair amount of weight on your back until you fail every single set, every sessions you hit legs, it will be way more taxing on your system than falling on a leg extension machine. Now, if you fail on a bench or a squat once in a while, it's not a big deal, don't stress about it, but don't aim for it. It won't make you stronger or help you build more muscles. Going roughly 1 to 2 reps short of failure on the majority of your sets is a good intensity level to shoot for on the compound movements. This intensity is high enough to maximize growth while still allowing you to perform enough total volume for the session without burning yourself out and overtaxing your nervous system. Although in some exercises and in particular times, sets to failure can actually be very beneficial if used properly. Isolation exercises, for example, are lower in neural demand, so they can be trained to failure without impacting that central nervous system as much. Sets of biceps curls, for example, or calf raises, generally trained using lighter weight for more reps, can be taken to failure on every set, which can lead to a bit more growth. It only requires one joint to move, and it's not as complex as exercise, making it easier on your nervous system. Some multi-joint exercises also done on a machine, like a lat pull down or a leg press, can also be taken to failure but less frequently than isolation exercises. On that last set of that exercise is a very good idea, just to get enough stimulation and make sure you get the most out of it without overtaxing your system. The bottom line, guys, is that sets to failure can have their own place and timing. They can be very counterproductive as they can be very helpful to maximize muscle growth as well. You just have to know when to do them. Adding more time under tension with lighter weight, drop sets or body weights exercises are also a good idea when you want to go to failure. I love doing push-ups, for example, to failure at the end of my chest workouts to make sure I fatigue my muscles without overstressing my nervous system. So guys, don't take every set to failure, but rather understand which ones should actually be taken to failure. Work smart before working hard. Again, yes, we need to train hard. I'm not saying to go to the gym and lift light weights, but don't go all in every single set, balls out, squats till you drop the bar, because it will cause you more harm than good on the long term for sure. Believe me, I have been there. I can testify about the drawbacks that comes with an overtaxed nervous system. So make sure you are doing it the right way when you do take your sets to failure, and always focus on the quality over quantity. That's it for that video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. and see you guys on next video. Ciao.